Hey everyone, my name is Taps, and oh man, yesterday we just got incredibly bullish news that points all signs towards a bull cycle that could and will most likely run well into next year. I'm a pretty careful investor slash trader, and I've brought up in many videos that a bear cycle in the crypto market is inevitable. And as many take profit end of year, and with inflation looming, it was looking like a probable end of cycle was going to happen with the end of year. Well, yesterday, Jerome Powell, the head of the Federal Reserve in the United States, just quelled my worries. In this video, I'm going to go over exactly what he just said, how it just gave a potential extension on this crypto bull run, where we are in this bull run slash altcoin season, and why this is so exciting for OMI and Veve. As always, if you're new to the channel, welcome to the community and feel free to subscribe. I'm a crypto, stock, and real estate investor, but never a financial advisor. So the Fed finally came out and actually announced the tapering schedule and how that works with tapering off inflation. Currently, we are injecting $120 billion a month into the US economy, and that's just money being printed. But they've now come out and said the tapering schedule will basically be decreasing that by 15 billion in November and then another 15 billion in December. And it looks like it'll continue on that way. And that basically puts us at a completed taper as of June of 2022. And Jerome Powell actually went on and said that they don't want to talk about when interest rates will go up until we've completely tapered, because it doesn't make sense to pump money into the economy while we're simultaneously inflating it. Now, do I believe that the bull market will make it all the way till June and that the Fed will actually wait until June to start raising interest rates? No. I'm pretty careful again, so I would chop that mentality in half and let's say probably until March. And we've already seen a lot of bullishness happening in Q4, but Jerome Powell just added to that. On top of that, Jerome Powell actually said that if we don't see a big spike in terms of new viruses, more variants, whatever, in winter, then we will actually see a big bump in job growth, which will of course stimulate, and we actually have the new jobs report coming out tomorrow. But this is all looking bullish for Q4 specifically. On top of that, there is so much crypto and NFT and metaverse bullish news everywhere I look, where you're seeing tons of companies get funding for your metaverse NFTs. Mythical raises 150 million. Upland raised however much million. Sandbox raised, I think, 90 million. We're seeing McDonald's announce a McRib turning into an NFT. GameStop and even big brands like Nike are stepping into the space, leaning even heavier in. And on top of that, there are going to be more additional Bitcoin ETFs or Bitcoin futures ETFs being approved, because first we had Pro Shares, which was big. It happened in October. And then we had Valkyrie, which was approved. And now a third is about to be approved. And it's a name many in stocks love and recognize. It might be in your 401k, and that's Van Eck. This is all leading up to what will eventually be a true, pure Bitcoin ETF, not a futures ETF. And so all of this is piling on at the same time. And you're probably like, okay, like cool, Taps, thanks for the stocks and broader financial market education, but that isn't why I came here. What about my big bag of OMI? What does this all mean? Well, I've paid attention to what you guys leave comments on the videos, and for the past few months, and including my mentality, it's felt like we've been racing against time. We've been waiting on Immutable forever and more exchanges and MTL, and the clock has been ticking down to the end of the year. That's what's felt like is going to be the end of the bull run, and OMI with it. Well, that hourglass of sand ticking down just had more sand added to the top. So Ecomi and Veve now have more time to execute on the stacked list of catalysts that we've not yet seen. And what are those catalysts? Well, I have showed this a couple times, but I actually just updated the catalyst list that I put together. So still to come that we know about, we have the immutable migration, which they did say in the recent AMA as of last Friday that the immutable migration end of phase 2 will be coming end of the week. So we should see phase 3 rolling out, which will be, of course, us migrating from the Go chain to Immutable X Ethereum layer 2 solution very, very soon. And we've seen some kind of funkiness happening with exchanges and our wallets. So I think a lot of this is starting to happen, and it's just, again, a couple of days before we see this actually move forward. They also said MTL, but for those of you who don't know, is the money transfer license. That is ability to turn the gems in your Veve app directly into fiat. They said the first wave of users, so it sounds like they'll be rolling this out into tiers. And I don't know how they choose users. It might be like overall collectibles, or maybe how often you use the app, or it could be random, but they're going to have different tiers of users who gain access to the ability to go through with the money transfer license. They will make sure it works well, and these are actually the initial beta testers, it sounds like, and that will be coming out end of this week as well. And with Immutable X, we have, again, new exchanges that are coming. So in the AMA, I did ask at the very end, I asked Dan, do we have to wait for all of us to be moved over from GoChain to Immutable X before you start moving forward on the exchanges? And he said, no, we are not going to wait for everyone to move forward. I imagine we'll probably have a week or two maybe in between, but they could just surprise us. They've been really good at that lately and just come out with one or two, because we've been waiting on these for about 3 or 4 months. They also said there is a major Veve app update. I imagine that is probably coming this week as well, where we'll see some better visibility, some better UI on the comics, as well as some of the collectibles. And I imagine there'll be some more elements to it as well. The showroom version 2, which is absolutely beautiful, and we can't wait because it's just going to, again, bring more eyes directly to the app, because right now we show off our collectibles. They look great, right? But the surrounding area where we can actually build incredible works of art in our showroom is going to look that much better. That's great for awareness. That's great for usability. And they said that's coming right before Disney, which Disney Golden Moments are coming November 7th through the 12th. So roughly only 3 or 4 days away. And they did say they're trying to get all this done really fast, because it is a little bit risky to come out with a new massive app update right before everything that's happening with Disney. So I do hope that gets done. If not, then that showroom version 2 could be put out maybe after DCon, which would put us right around after the 14th. But again, 10 days away, because DesignerCon is coming up November 12th through the 14th. I will be there live in person. Several of the OMI homies will be in Anaheim, as well as several members of the Ecomi team. I can't wait. This is the first live event where the OMI homies actually get to hang out and be an active community in a real life event. And there will be corresponding drops. This is going to be very exciting. The ones highlighted are the ones that we actually have some kind of knowledge around, roughly the timeline of when they'll be. Of course, Ecomi and Veve have been pretty loose about meeting timelines. And so these could be anywhere between, again, end of this week to probably another week or two out. But still to come is still the OMI utility articles, staking, OMI to NFT, etc. More burn mechanisms, web version, a big brand, something you drink every day is what David, the CEO, said, and most likely coming in December before end of year. Localization, still waiting for the ability to turn the app into tons of different languages, so that way we can really target mass audience. Other verticals like anime, sports, tons of brands that we've seen but have not been released yet. Digital signatures and event drops. A new type of collectible, David even added, will be coming in January, which we can speculate all day, but I feel like it might be vinyl records or landscapes or trading cards. We'll see what's going to come, but it's all leading up again to the Veveverse, which we know is coming sometime in 2022, which this extension into 2022 gives us a lot more to build up to come 2022. So all of these catalysts and effects in the market are lining up very nicely. OMI will finally be on an Ethereum-based solution, which will be more accessible, so it will receive more beneficial movement ties to altcoins and the broader NFT market. And if you're excited right now because all crypto is doing really well, what if I told you that we're not even in the real throes of altcoin season yet? And there is a lot more to run. Need proof? It's probably been about 6 months since I've pulled this up, but to show you guys, this is actually the altcoin season index. Is it perfect? No, but it is pretty close. And it is something that I've followed pretty closely every week. And so as we can see, there are different spikes where it could be Bitcoin season, and that is when Bitcoin is on a tear. And this also helps you kind of see, when do I buy altcoins, right? And as we can see, altcoin season was at a peak back in April and really started in January, had its midpoint right around the end of February, March, and then peaked in April before we fell into that big bearish run during the cycle. And now we are right around that mid-pack point again. So I've said in a couple past videos, this is feeling a lot like March. And as we can see, what happened to all the altcoins in March, including OMI. This is what happened to OMI back in March. So when it comes to when I'm actively selling the tops of most of my altcoins, I'm usually doing it right around this 80 mark to roughly the 90 mark. It starts getting a little bit toppish right around in between there. But the point is we are still quite a ways away from near a top on altcoin season. And another chart that I've not shown in quite some time, the psychology of market cycles. When you line up where we are in altcoin season and in this crypto run in general, we are right around just above the belief side. So we are not even in to the thrill side or euphoria. And obviously you don't want to really wait to the very top of euphoria because once everyone decides to start jumping out of Bitcoin, they usually take gains from Bitcoin, put it into altcoins, and then that's why you see altcoin run for a couple more weeks before it all comes tumbling down, and then we enter a bear run and they're hectic. I mean, everyone's trying to get money off exchanges, everything's freezing. It's nuts. So you typically want to try, if you're going to take any gains, be sometime around here. But me, oh my, I am excited to hear my concerns around inflation and tapering and ultimately all the financial markets taking a heavy dip has now been pushed out into 2022. So we still have quite a lot of legs left in this bull run. So as we've seen, OMI is an uptick. It's on its way back to test that 0.008 right around range. And then from there, it's just a 50% gain till it's testing all-time high. And when it actually passes all-time high, that's when it's gone. And again, with all of these catalysts about to happen, more awareness is already hitting before anything is happening because of the major brands like Disney and USPS, and we haven't seen what's still coming. We have the biggest crypto YouTubers speaking about OMI like Altcoin Daily, Cryptos R Us, Andre Jick, and guaranteed there are going to be more and more coming in as more and more news comes out. And now with the likelihood of an extended bull run lasting well into 2022, we are in a prime position to see the OMI token make a lot of people wealthy this bull run. I shared this before, but I'm holding personally until 2025 once all the technology and the metaverse and everything comes to fruition. But the next few weeks are going to be insane. You have Disney drops, you have decon drops, you have immutable migration, money transfer license, showroom version 2, and soon we'll see all of the exchanges that will make getting OMI that much easier. I hope you took advantage and added while OMI was down and are happy with your OMI bag because it's about to get a whole lot more expensive and it won't be looking back. As always, I hope you found my content valuable, and if so, please hit the like button and leave a comment down below. The likes and comments appease the algo overlords and help my channel continue to grow. If you haven't yet, please hit the subscribe button and notification bell for future content. That's it for today. I'm Taps. Thank you for your time and happy trading.